I usually control every room I walk into, but the second you arrived, I felt like a guest in my own life, unsure where to sit, unsure how to breathe, unsure why my power suddenly wanted your permission. I've built my life on certainty and command, yet one glance from you dismantled the entire structure, leaving me wandering through my own existence like it no longer belonged to me. I'm used to being the presence people adjust to, but when you entered, I was the one adjusting. My voice softer, my heartbeat louder, my control quietly surrendering. I never believed anyone could shift my gravity, but you did it effortlessly, pulling everything I thought I was into an orbit that now revolves around you. I've always been the one who owns the moment, but with you, time doesn't answer to me anymore. It pauses, stretches, and waits for your next move. The rooms I once ruled now feel unfamiliar because you walked in and made me realize I've been living on borrowed confidence all along. I've negotiated power, pressure, and fear my entire life, but none of it prepared me for the way you disarmed me without saying a word. I don't know when it happened, but somewhere between your silence and your smile, I stopped being in charge of my own emotions. I'm used to commanding attention, yet I find myself watching you instead, like my instincts have switched loyalties. I always believed strength meant control, until you showed me how powerful it is to feel unsteady and still stay. When you arrived, my certainty didn't shatter. It stepped aside as if it recognized something greater than itself. I've stood at the center of countless rooms, but with you, I linger at the edges, hoping you'll notice me the way I can't stop noticing you. You didn't take my power from me. You made me realize I was tired of holding it alone. I used to walk with authority. Now I walk with awareness, because every step feels like it echoes in your direction. I've mastered composure, yet you see straight through it, like you know exactly who I am when the performance ends. I don't feel smaller around you. I feel exposed, like the version of me without armor finally stepped into the light. I controlled outcomes, conversations, and chaos, but you arrived and rewrote the rules without even trying. I've been feared, admired, and followed, but you're the first person who made me pause and reconsider everything I thought defined me. When you're near, I don't feel defeated. I feel recalibrated, like my life finally found a truer center. I used to dominate silence, but now it belongs to you, heavy with things I'm afraid to admit out loud. You didn't walk into my life loudly. You arrived quietly and rearranged it from the inside. I've commanded rooms full of people, yet one look from you makes me forget what I was about to say. I thought confidence meant never hesitating, but you make hesitation feel like honesty. I'm no longer certain where my control ends and my longing begins, and that uncertainty terrifies and excites me equally. I've always been the anchor, but with you, I'm willing to drift just to see where we land. You didn't replace my authority, you gave it a mirror, and I didn't recognize the reflection. I'm used to being unshakable, yet you make me question whether I ever wanted to be. My life used to feel like a strategy. Now, it feels like a confession waiting to be spoken. I've learned to dominate chaos, but you introduced a calm that feels far more dangerous. I don't feel invaded by your presence. I feel invited into a version of myself I've ignored. I used to enter rooms prepared to conquer. Now I enter wondering if you'll be there. You didn't challenge my control. You made it irrelevant. I've lived on certainty for years, but you made curiosity take over. I no longer want to own the moment. I want to share it with you. I've always stood tall, but around you, I'm willing to sit, listen, and stay. You didn't overpower me. You reminded me that strength doesn't always need to lead. I thought I knew who I was until you made me feel like a visitor in my own story. I've managed risk my whole life, but you are the one. Uncertainty I don't want to escape. I used to command attention, now I crave connection. When you arrived, my confidence didn't disappear. It softened like it finally felt safe. I've always been the decision maker, yet my heart keeps deferring to you. You didn't steal the room from me, you gave it meaning. I don't feel replaced in my own life. I feel rewritten. I've controlled narratives, but you changed the plot without asking permission. I'm no longer certain where my ambition ends and my affection begins. I used to lead with certainty. Now I lead with feeling. You didn't diminish my presence. You gave it depth. I've been powerful for so long that I forgot how intoxicating vulnerability could be. I don't want to dominate the space anymore. I want to exist with you in it.